compliance in Indian context is being taken very seriously now.
And I'm happy about that.
And also the trust and the convenience factor, right? We have all seen on Indian roads, father and mother taking the kids to the school. Father is putting a helmet on because of
The compliance.
Regulation, yeah.
The kid is completely without the
Yes,
helmet, right?
absolutely.
Now, this is convenience. You see a very thin line between the risk part of it and the compliance part of it. Now, we call it as a compliance piece. The RBI guidelines versus practical vendor management. The practicality of putting a helmet on the kid's head, right? What is your thought process around it? How we want to do it? Maybe I can start with Ram. Being a CISO, he's sitting on the hot desk all the time.
No, as I said, RBI is clear, right? RBI said you can outsource the job, but not the accountability, right? So you outsource it to a vendor,
So the parent is not accountable.
but you are accountable.
Yes.
So what they're looking for somebody to to take accountability for the risk. So that is where the tiering system comes. We said, right, if the vendor is critical, you monitor them that much more often. You have an exhaustive checklist. If the vendor is not so critical, you still monitor, but at a much diluted scale. But what is standard across is the word monitoring. The accountability and the responsibility is yours. You might outsource the function, but not the risk.
So one more point, right? The analogy what you use in terms of a family traveling on a motorbike, just the husband. See the cost of being non-compliant, right? Are at two extremes. If in this example, the worst case would be loss of somebody, yeah. And the smallest thing is that you would have to give a 50 rupees
Pay a fine,
right? Now, in between, there's nothing else, right? Now, if you go to Western countries, right, if the same thing happens on a developed country's road, your child will go to a foster care, right? So you will no longer have the child in your custody because you are dangerous. So, when you have such a vast gap in compensatory action, right? People are going to say, "Kya risk to wo hai na." And the smallest risk is what? I'll pay a quick penalty and move out.